The eXp Realty business model explained. In this video, I'm going to break down what the key differences are with the eXp Realty business model compared to anything else you're going to find in our industry today. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler Roicki. I help people build income and wealth in real estate, and I run an international real estate team at eXp Realty. If you get any value whatsoever out of this video, all I'd ask is that you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to share more tips and resources with you in the time ahead. And with that in mind, let's dive into the video. I'm going to explain this by sharing more about the history of real estate brokerage, the reason why eXp came along and went cloud-based, and what their agent-centric value proposition is all about. So, to kick things off, the history of real estate brokerage. If you look at our industry and go back for as long as you can imagine, companies in our industry are set up and have always been set up the way that most businesses are, which is it's a business that's set up to generate a return on investment for the business owners and the investors, which sometimes are one and the same, but typically are not the real estate agent. And that's the big key. For the longest time, the biggest opportunity, really going back all throughout history in our industry, the biggest opportunity a real estate agent had was to go and sell more real estate, earn more commissions, and rinse and repeat over and over and over again until they no longer can do that. And hopefully by that point have done something to set themselves up for retirement. But there was never a streamlined way for somebody to do that simply by selling real estate. You'd have to take money off the top, hopefully invest it in real estate, and build wealth that way. And most people who become wealthy in our industry, that has been what they did to do it. They actually used real estate as an investment vehicle to become wealthy. Who would have thought? Crazy, right? But what's funny though, and what's ironic, actually more so than funny, is that eludes most real estate agents. There's a stat that the National Association of Realtors published. They found that of nearly 1.6 million realtors in the United States, 95% do not invest in real estate. So most people in our industry, they're not going to put themselves in a position financially to where they're going to become financially set through real estate. So if you go back throughout time as well, you can see that the business model in our industry has been a franchise model, which that dates back to 1906 with the company we know of today as Coldwell Banker. They were pioneers. They invented the franchise brokerage structure, which if you look at how that's set up, you have the franchisor who is selling to the franchisee, and you have all sorts of layers of ownership in between, and they hire brokers and the brokers hire agents, and you have this hierarchy of revenue being driven into the bigger company through the production that all those agents are doing. And across the course of time in our industry, there have been different companies that have come along and added their own value proposition to the mix of that same exact franchise brokerage concept. So, you had at one point you had Century 21 come along with the gold suits. You had Remax come along with a higher split. And you had Keller Williams come along with a cap and eventually a business model where they shared some more stuff back to the agents. And throughout that course of time, you had, different improvements, different innovations, if you will, across the way, and different value propositions. But what you didn't have is you didn't have a different model. It was all the same model. And that was until eXp came along in 2009 with a completely new business model. Not franchise-based, in fact, not even bricks and mortar based, but cloud-based. But why go cloud-based? Well, here's the big picture with it. If you could have the cost savings of effectively eliminating the big bricks and mortar offices, and you could take that money and put it on the table, what could you do with it? Well, what our founder thought is, well, you could do some more things for the agents. What if you could reinvest it into making the lives of the agents better? And that is exactly what our founder did, and why we went cloud-based. It's because if you had all that money on the table, what could you do to create a more agent-centric value proposition? And here's the key, not investor-centric, not owner-centric, because we're not a company that's set up like that like most others in our industry. From the onset, this company was designed to be centered around the agent in every which way possible, to give the agent the most in the way of opportunity to make their lives better. And so this company is fully committed to that. And so that brings me to our agent-centric value proposition versus owner versus investor-centric, because our agents are the ones that share in the ownership and upside opportunity of this company by selling real estate and building their business. And they also get an opportunity to share in the company's actual revenue. Every single month, the company is taking 50%, half of the revenue off the top, and they are paying it back to agents in this company who are helping build this company, grow this company as a byproduct of being productive real estate agents and growing and scaling their businesses. But at the end of the day, the company takes that cost savings of not having those big long-term commercial leases and that fixed overhead that your traditional franchise model has, and they put it into our agent-centric value proposition, which boils down to a few different things. But to summarize it, you have the support, the training and masterminding, the leads, and the ownership and revenue sharing, which that all consists of the compensation. But most companies, when we talk compensation, we're talking about the splits and caps and the fees. And yes, eXp has splits and caps and fees, but on top of that, they have ownership and revenue sharing. So really there's 3 pillars of income and wealth we have here, whereas most others have one to offer. And so that's our agent-centric value proposition without even getting into details with it. And if you want details on those things, you'll find other videos right here on the channel to help fill you in with it. But eXp, as a result of having so much more money on the table to funnel back into making the agents' lives better, they're able to do so much more in those key areas that we, the agents, need the most as far as our brokerage's ongoing help and support with. And eXp's approach to support, to training and masterminding, to leads, and to compensation is completely different than what you'll find anywhere else in the industry as a result. And it truly is incredible what that opportunity looks like, especially for someone who is highly productive, who aspires to become highly productive, and ultimately a top producer in the business. Because the way it's all set up, not only do we have more to help us get to that point and to make the most of the opportunity ahead of us that we have with this real estate license, but it puts us in a position where we can be in a situation financially at eXp where we are minimizing our cost to even be affiliated with the brokerage. Even if you start comparing it to so-called 100% companies or flat fee companies, is like we can truly minimize our costs per transaction based on what we're doing to share in that upside that eXp brings to the table. In fact, there are top producers at eXp that net get paid to operate their real estate business here, meaning if you net everything out between what they're paying into the company and what they're receiving back by being at the company, they're 100% plus. They're taking home more than 100% of their own commissions. Not everyone does, but the opportunity exists for those who are highly productive to get to that point in their business. And I don't know of other companies in our industry where that's actually possible, but here it is. So bottom line is, now you know some of the history of real estate brokerage, the industry, you know why eXp went cloud-based, and you know some more insight on the agent-centric value proposition. And here's what I tell you at this point. If you're in the real estate industry today or on the cusp of getting into it, closing out the licensing process, or if you've been in the industry quite some time, if you'd like to learn more, I'm someone who's got a lot of time on task with this company, and I've had a lot of success with this company. And I'd love to make myself available to be a resource for you if this is something that's piqued your curiosity and you want to connect with the right person to help fill you in and share more. So do this. If that's where you're at, go ahead and connect with me. You'll find my email and some other information for you in the description below. So go ahead and send me an email and let's connect further. And if you got any value whatsoever out of this video, all I'd ask is that you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so I can continue to share more tips and resources with you in the time ahead. All that being said, thank you so much for watching the video, and until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.